Donald, I got to give that one to you. That was
Donald
good.
working on that line all day. He was like, today,
all day.
He was like,
All
today,
day.
tonight on the podcast.
That was good.
Of all the things that we've ever edited out of the podcast, that one is by far my favorite. Let's go.
That should be my ringtone.
Take it away, buddy.
You ready?
Yeah.
You recording?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to May This Be With You, America's most turnstile host TCG podcast. The host change, the topics don't. Welcome to Sorcery. I am, of course, joined by the man. Can't figure out if he loves Publixes more than he hates the government. Donald!
That's a hard one. I'm not sure.
You're not eating on the podcast this week.
No, I haven't eaten yet today. So
You're cranky.
someone was mad that I ate on the podcast. So now I have to wait until after. It'll be 10 o'clock and I'm going to eat for the first time today.
I was not mad you were eating on the podcast. I supported it.
I didn't love the podcast eating. Actually, the eating was fine. It was the napkin crumbling. That
Yeah. I didn't know.
I thought
You
it
have
was
to tell me.
Comment of anything that was said that week, if I'm being honest with you, Donald.
Are you done with the intro? Or are you still going?
And I am, of course, joined by the man who wants his host to starve to death just so they can have a few extra attendees to buy his sorcery bags. Louis DeGeorge.
Wow. And we are joined this week without Josh. We are Joshless for. It's been a while since we've been Joshless.
Added more. What up, Donald?
We are Joshless, but we have George. Who did you lose your microphone and all the time not being here? Did you just?
I have no clue where that microphone is.
It's with your microphone. It's with the mic stand. That's where it is.
Yeah.
It's with the mic
They're
stand.
finally reunited.
Yeah.
They're finally reunited.
Oh boy! All right, everybody. Well, welcome back to the podcast. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna talk about.
It's not going to be a good one, but it's going to be.
No,
what
actually,
we got.
It's going to be a one.
This is
It's
actually
going to be a one.
the
It's gonna be a
magic
one.
topics are two things that I think you actually will care about, which is super
Are we talking about Goatkana and Metagoat?
super weird. We're going to talk about Final Fantasy, which George once said was going to be his favorite Magic set of all time.
And it will be.
And then we're going to talk about GameStop and them killing the LGSs. That's what we're going to talk about. And then we've got. Do we have?
You hear that GameStop, they're buying Bitcoin.
They're buying Bitcoin.
Yeah, they said they're gonna start holding some reserves in Bitcoin. They think maybe that was the rumor.
I love
Rumor.
it.
Not confirmed.
That's the only way to save them, because being the LGS is not going to work.
You don't think so?
No. Yeah, and so we've got that, and then we are talking about what's the next thing we're talking about? We got Lorcana, we've got a Pokemon new set coming out.
Nobody cares about Pokemon.
Lots of things to talk about. We're gonna work our way back to sorcery next week. We're gonna find a sorcery.
Oh, are we?
Leave a comment in the comment section. What sorcery topic?
Leave a comment. What do you
We'll
think
make
I should
something
talk
up
about next week?
Somebody-
Sorcery's #1 fan.
Somebody last week was like, you say there's nothing to talk about with sorcery, but you could have talked about the finals for the TTS webcam games. I said, you do not want us to talk about the finals to TTS.
That is, you died for a year, and I wanted to talk about it every week because it's my favorite game. Your game is allegedly still alive, and you refuse to talk about it.
Your fake love for MetaZoo is disgusting.
Fake love. Nothing but real love.
It's run its course, and everybody sees through it.
Everybody loves Metagoat.
All right, let's get into the Final Fantasies.
Set of the decade, set of the millennium, set of the year.
This one's gonna be a wild set. This is gonna
be great.
The hype around this set seems to be astronomical. Now, Donald, you seem to hate this set so far.
I don't hate it, but the cards seem very underwhelming that they've revealed so far. Like the commander decks, these cards just don't excite me. I mean,
what commanders don't excite you?
The problem is they make so many commander decks and so many commanders now that like it's hard to find something unique. Like we have a Boros equipment commander. Woohoo! We have 1,000 of those. Like what? Who cares? I mean, I get to run Cloud, I guess, instead of
that's
some random Minotaur. But
Cloud versus Sephiroth is gonna be freaking sick.
Yeah, Donald, I think you underestimate the excitement about this.
I think you misunderstand. I'm not saying people won't be excited to play an underpowered card just because it's a Final Fantasy card. I'm just saying they're not mechanically exciting. They're not it's not like something that I'm like, oh man, I've got to build around that.
This might be the first Magic set I collect.
You do a master set?
Maybe.
I talked to somebody once who did
so hard to do that now.
I talked to somebody who did a Lord of the Rings master set, and they just about hated themselves by the end.
There's so many treatments of every card.
Probably like 400 cards, my guess.
No, like 15 to 1600. If you do
1600,
yeah, there's like 400 cards in the set, but then there's
foil,
6 variations of every one of them.
Foil, non-foil, showcase foil,
extended art,
border,
retro frame,
foil. There's like 16 versions.
Try it.
Surge foil, commander deck, version. Like, I think you should
try it.
Yeah, I'm team you hating yourself.
I'm on this podcast for a reason.
I think the commanders are I think people are just gonna be excited to play the.
Yeah, Cloud is awesome. Sephiroth is like one of Sephiroth might be the best villain ever in a video game.
I can tell you the card that broke the internet. Did you see the cactus?
The cactus card. That's what I was trying to pull up. I was going to ask.
Broke the internet are the worst people alive.
Wait. Tell George what the cactus card does. It is. It's called 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, this is a 6.
Tell George what it does, and then you proceed to tell him. Cool. Whatever. Go ahead.
Well, I found it.
Wow.
Okay.
This is
so you didn't need me anymore. I got you.
This is
continue.
You didn't want him to eat this public, did you, Louis? This is all on you.
Well, go eat some dinner. Go eat some dinner while the men talk. No, just joking.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is why Josh left.
It's a 7 cost. So George, that means it costs
a lot.
7 mana to play.
Yep.
In this case, it's 2 green mana plus 5 of any color.
Okay.
And whenever this creature,
mana, just you know the lingo.
Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 /+0 until end turn.
Wait, what?
So it becomes
instantaneously.
It becomes 9,999. Not actually, it becomes exactly 10,000 power because it's got 1 power already.
10,000 power, 7 toughness.
Yeah.
But wait, just kill something instantly, basically?
Yeah.
Unless you block it with a random 1/1.
Yeah, but you know how easy it is to give this example.
So but that's not even the fun stuff. Like but this card has been breaking the internet because of all the crazy things you can do with this card.
What can you do with it?
You could there's just a lot of meme stuff you can do with it. You can make yourself draw 10,000 cards. You can. My favorite thing would be to fling it at somebody.
Yeah.
So you literally throw the creature at your opponent and deal 10,000 damage to them. I mean, it's a wild card.
Everyone's been complaining about this in standard being like power creep. I don't think this is actually that powerful in a standard.
It is a perfect Saffron Olive against the odds deck card. Yeah. Like it'll be a fantastic meme deck.
Yeah.
But
I think in Commander though, like you drop this on the table, you can get this out in green without going too crazy in green. Like I'm not saying you have to have like a $10,000 deck. Without going too crazy in green, you can get this out in like turn 4. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be
quick.
Plenty of games that I've played Commander on turn 4 and I don't have a blocker. And like you're just screwed. But I'm excited about this one. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's gonna be a great set. I think they nailed the set, nailed the art. It's gonna be wonderful, and they're gonna crush it.
So that's one thing, and then they have the I think the most exciting thing for most people is going to be the Final Fantasy artist cards.
What are those?
If you go to the link I sent you, you can scroll down. But this is the specialty slot. And so there's an ancient copper dragon with some really, really cool artwork.
Yeah, that one's sweet. That one looks really good.
That's the type of thing I think, George, you should definitely collect because that's like the original Final Fantasy,
that's pretty cool.
Concept art and that kind of stuff.
The only thing I don't like about them is they're it's not even that like it's not even a weird border. It's just literally like no border at all. It's a complete.
Yeah,
It's Final Fantasy VII, not Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? For the art, please say yes.
Final Fantasy across the board. It is.
Yeah, there's stuff from every Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but like they didn't do Final Fantasy VII Remake, did they?
I don't.
I mean, all the art is. It's not like they took the art from the video game.
Yeah, it's like concept art. It's kind of cool. Donald, going to your point about the borders and stuff.
It's just weird. It's such a weird looking card to see. Like
this is the same text that they do on like the fracture foils and the showcase foils now. I hate the text. Like I think it just looks.
I can tell you what it reminds me of.
What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of the lore cards in Cryptic. It looks exactly like the lore cards in Cryptic.
Louis' other favorite game.
100%.
Is there anything that doesn't remind you of Cryptic?
Sorcery.
Yeah, games that still
Your
exist.
favorite games. I'm sorry, that's the link. No.
Anyway, so I think this is pretty good. So I think the hype is there, the excitement is there.
Yeah.
It's in a very expensive set.
Where does it end? Where does it end? Where does the collector box open?
So this is what I don't know. So this is not going to be Fallout set, right? Where you only get like each store gets like 6 boxes. This is not going to be Fallout because this is basically taking the place of the Lord of the Rings set release, which like was allocated, but it wasn't cut super hard. Like it was kind of like Modern Horizons 3. Like you got a lot of product. So I don't anticipate this being like some sort of crazy allocated thing. But the prices are expensive, like right up there above, like right around what Modern Horizons 3 was. Actually, for the Play Booster, I messaged you guys. The Play Booster is more expensive from distro than Modern Horizons 3, which I thought was really, really interesting.
The prices are crazy. Like they're very high.
I assume the Play Boosters are 36 packs. I don't know.
I thought Play Boosters were only 30 packs.
Is it 30 now?
I think it's only 30 now.
Yeah, and so that was okay. So Modern Horizons 3 was less expensive from
and
distro by $3 less expensive, and it had 6 more packs in it, which is wild. So everyone keeps asking me if I'm doing pre-orders of this. We will have pre-orders up. Not right now. I'm not going to do it this early. But I don't want to oversell, dude. Like, I'm not that guy. I don't do the whole like interest-free loans from people in the big. Oh, sorry, we didn't get the boxes. Mostly because I would totally lose sight of how much money I have, and not like I would. That would
go buy another RAV4.
That would be dangerous.
Can I get one? Can I get like a company car?
I don't have a RAV4, for the record.
It's a 4Runner.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
I will gladly accept a RAV4 though if you're buying me one.
Car, I'll be honest.
No, you could probably.
It's not even close.
My wife has the RAV4. You could probably park the RAV4 inside the 4Runner.
Really?
Yeah, thing's huge.
They should name those things different then.
When I drive the RAV4, I'm like, oh, this is too small for me.
But you have a RAV4 and a 4Runner?
Mm-hmm. We bought them at the same time.
I was on the phone with you when you bought them.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they were. Why do you get 2 cars with the same name that are different sizes?
Different name? RAV4, 4Runner.
They both have 4 in the name, but so that's close.
Remember that was when that dealership that oil change place completely jacked up my wife's car. Like,
yeah,
completely totaled the car.
One of my favorite Louis Lore moments, I'll be honest, is like going to get your oil change and like them totaling your car instead. That's a great Louis story.
Paying for it to get fixed and then it still not working, and then them being like, no, never mind, we're not paying anymore. Anyway,
love that.
If you're going to get your oil changed, do not do it at Strickland Brothers Oil in Hurricane, West Virginia.
What a
Don't do it.
random
Not
anti-shout-out
a sponsor. Not a sponsor of the podcast.
They suck. They are the opposite of a sponsor of the podcast.
What a random anti-sponsor. It's Oil Change Company in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. I'm all about using our anti-sponsorship for personal spites, though.
You know what they did, right? They didn't put the dipstick back in, so it shot oil.
Can I give a shout out to a good shout out?
Sure.
So I ran out of good coffee, and I had Peach coffee, and they don't get the good shout out. That's
Peach coffee?
Huh?
No, continue.
However, the best coffee I had was from Bennu Coffee in Austin, Texas. So shout out to Steve, fan of the podcast, and Bennu Coffee.
Is Steve own Bennett Coffee?
Bennu, but yeah.
Ben, really? I didn't know that.
Coffee
I didn't know that place existed, but I didn't know Steve was a coffee owner.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Steve's a good guy. I agree to the shout out, Steve. Sponsor of this podcast.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He's like the anti-Strickland Brothers oil change place.
Yeah, he's like the.
If Steve wanted to change my oil, I'd let him.
He'd put coffee in it.
Be great. Be better.
It would be better than what Strickland Brothers did.
All right, Donald. So now you got to plug or anti-plug something. What do you want?
I'm supposed to plug something. Shout out to Rockman99 for mailing me Lorcana cards.
There you go.
Not a public. I said
Okay.
with a public joke, and you just like fumbled it.
So I think that this is going to be at release a $400 collector box. To answer your question,
Donald.
Am I supposed to disagree?
No. So that would be about the same percentage that the current booster boxes are going for when they release.
All right, yeah, I think the set's going to be stupid expensive.
So you think it's going to be more than four? Like
it's possible. It depends on the supply. I mean,
yes, Donald, you're just saying a lot of obvious things now. We need a number, big dog.
If they screw up,
okay, wait. Let's talk about supply though, because the reason that they have to increase prices is because they have to pay the licensing on stuff like this. Like hold on. We did this with Lord of the. We did this with Lord of the Rings too. They can't print 6 boxes because they have to make their money back.
I agree, but like they did not raise the prices because of the license fee. They rose the prices because they can.
Because they can, yeah. Because they're a greedy company.
At a $200 box of cardboard.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm capitalism's #1 defender, but like
I am capitalism's #1 defender.
But like this is rent seeking. Donald, give me a number.
Of a collector box?
Of how much the collector box costs, Donald, you're killing me.
$500.
$1K.
No.
We all saw it coming.
$350.
I think $350 or $1K. Which one is it? $350 would be very bad.
$350.
$350 would be like this. That's not. I mean, that would be break even cost for store. Like $350 is around break even costs on TCG Player for a store.
If that happens, it's because they printed it into the ground and there's just way too much out there.
I think release, this is going to be a heavy, decent selling product. And then I think you're going to see a very steady increase, kind of like what Lord of the Rings did.
I really want to do the master set. I'll be honest.
You should. You should grow pair and open a master set.
You know what I could do? I could make somebody else do it for me.
You know what you should? I'll tell you what. I'll do it for you. I will provide you. I will provide you a master set if you give me your special edition Lord of the Rings boxes.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be a fascinating trade.
You would lose a lot of money in that.
Is that true?
In what I just said, absolutely. I would never ever make you a trade. I would never ever try to do a trade with you that would not make you lose money and me gain money.
That makes sense. Are there serialized cards in this or no?
There will be. They haven't released what it is, but I'm assuming they'll be. They've been going with one serialized card. Seems to be the new norm.
But they usually have that in their first look, and they don't. I don't remember.
I'm sure it'll be cloud. It'll be a cloud
card that's serialized.
That's what it's been the last couple sets.
That's stupid.
So you'll see stories and characters of Final Fantasy, over 100 legendary creature cards across the entire release. 55 of those legendary borderless character cards have fully showcased their breath. I could see the 55 getting some sort of serialized.
55 serialized cards?
They don't say anything about serialized cards in this announcement.
I think 55 is absurd. There will not be 55
What did
serialized
what did
cards.
Brothers War had at least? It had
Brothers of War.
It had 300. It had 32,000 different serializations. I remember that number.
Wait,
500 each. It had 65 serialized cards in Brother War.
What's Brothers of War doing?
Not great.
Damn it, Josh.
Anyway, I think it's going to be a very popular set. I am surprised they didn't do any serialized card announcement in this.
God, now I got to do a master set.
Do it. The gift bundle looks cool.
I should make somebody. I'm gonna make somebody do it for me. Dan, if you're watching this podcast, call me tomorrow.
I will open all the packs until I have assembled a master set for you. If you pay for all the packs, plus give me a first chapter trophy.
Wow, that is not worth your time at all. You value.
Also, I love how that's the most expensive possible way to make a master set. You would be absolutely miserable, and I'd still have to give you something.
It would take you minimum 20 hours to do that.
It's worth it.
At least. That's just to open the packs. Then you'd have to organize it to make sure that you actually got.
So is there like a checklist of master sets for these? How does this work?
I mean, I'm sure.
You just guess. You just have to guess.
The nice thing, Donald, is you could just hand him a binder. He would never open it. He would never check
never
it.
know. That's
It
true.
would-
Never know.
All
I
right.
want to get graded too is a problem. Go ahead. Next topic.
Moving on. Let's talk about. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where's that? There it is. Donald, tell us where you saw this Friday Night Magic advertisement.
F&M, baby.
I saw it on a random Magic Facebook page, but and it's important to note that it
Is this Louis H-Man?
the date on it was February 14th. So I don't know if that was a one-time thing or if it's like if they're going to try and do this moving forward. But I think it's kind of embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
What's
Yeah.
embarrassing about it?
That
Wait, can you discuss what it is first, Donald? You're not doing great at the content tonight, buddy. I'm not gonna lie to you. You should have had that Publix.
do you know what LGS means, George?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It is a place where you can meet with your other pugs.
That is not what it means. What does it stand
It's
for?
it's where you can get your pug on, man.
It no longer stands for local game store. It now stands for local GameStop. Where you can get
good.
Donald-
Donald, I got to give that one to you. That was
Donald working on that line all day. He was like,
Donald-
today,
all day.
he was like,
All
today,
day.
tonight on the
Donald,
podcast.
That was good.
tonight on the
Donald, I'm
podcast,
giving you that
I'm
one.
gonna be
That
like-
was a good
I'm
one.
gonna be like, LGS isn't local game store anymore. It's local GameStop.
So now you can go to your local GameStop and play Friday Night Magic.
That was
Let me
a great line and a horrible line, and I loved it. Great
let me
line.
ask you: have you ever been in a GameStop, George?
I
So
have.
Okay. What GameStop have you ever been in that they're going to be able to put 6 tables in for people to sit and play a game?
Any.
I've never been in one. Period.
so
Like,
let me criticize this a little bit. Number one, there is no universe in which Magic the Gathering is the one encouraging this. Do you want to know why I know that?
Why?
Somebody say, Louis, how do you know that?
how do you know that, Louis?
Oh my
Because-
God, do not encourage this.
Because Magic
He's my employer. I have to.
Magic
What?
is barely, not really at all. I hate that that's what you keep saying on the podcast because that is not.
Well,
not
you're getting paid to be here?
no, he's not. He's not. He's
No,
not.
not to this. No.
Magic.
Negotiate better.
Magic is so obsessed with using the right logo. It's so stupid. We had on promotional material for our store, we used the old Magic logo, which is on the back of their freaking cards, the Magic the Gathering logo. And when we were doing the WPN premium stuff, the guy like yelled at me. He was like, "You're not allowed to use that Magic logo anymore. Like you have to use the new logo on all of your promo stuff." which the new logo sucks. Anyway, so GameStop is doing this without any Magic logo. It's just like bad Magic typeface that looks like it's going to be a magician show. So I don't think that this is coming from like Wizards of the Coast encouraging it. I think that this is GameStops are really desperate, and I think they're going to go for the LGS model. I think they're already doing that. If you walk into an LGS now, you see less video games and more plushies and Pokemon product than anything.
You mean a GameStop?
What did I say?
You said LGS, a local GameStop. So yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If you walk in, like it's all Pokemon. And it's working to a degree. Like they are, like a bunch of people were standing out in line at GameStop this week for the Pokemon Prismatic Evolutions restock stuff. But like, I don't know that saves GameStop.
Does GameStop need saving? I thought they were doing good.
And you were worried about my napkin?
That was worse than the napkin by far.
What was?
Whatever you just did, you rubbed your giant finger across the microphone on your computer.
I don't know where the microphone is on this one.
Well, you do now. Wherever your finger just was is right where it was. Anyway, I think that
GameStop in trouble.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you just saying that? Do you actually know that? I don't trust you.
GameStop's very much in trouble. I think
put in the comment section if GameStop is in trouble, and Donald, you're in charge of reading that comment section this week.
I'm in charge of the comment section every week. Dude, I'm in there doing work, making Louis money every week.
What are you reading right now, George?
Trying to buy a stupid 5090 video card.
This is the worst. You're criticizing Donald's content.
They're in stock right now. Will you shut up? I gotta buy it right now.
Buy me one. Is it a new graphics card?
Yeah, I need one.
Buy one for me while you're on there. I need one too.
While I was doing this thing with
Yeah, good. You deserve it. You deserve it. Criticizing Donald's content. You're not even paying attention.
I never do on the podcast.
All right, moving on. This podcast comment section, we might have to call it. Like the podcast is getting, it's not getting the love that it deserves from the people on it anymore.
I think it's getting the exact amount of love it deserves.
What did I do? I brought topics.
All right, let's talk about something you guys both like, and then we'll end with Pokemon this time.
We're gonna get absolutely not
George back in. We're gonna talk about his birth,
his head,
his birth defect on his bald head.
I can't figure out if this has the game video. All right, I'm just gonna buy it and see what happens.
What is it you're buying?
A video card
for a laptop.
No.
Okay, let's go say I have bad news.
What's the bad news?
For your Bitcoin miner?
Oh, that's right. Great. So they're out of the thing I actually care about, but I can buy the part of it that I don't give a shit about. So that's really freaking helpful. Thank you, Newegg. All right, I'm back. What do you guys want to talk about?
We're talking about Lorcana, the new Aurora.
Yes, go Kana.
Donald, tell us all about it, buddy.
About what?
What are you? The new Aurora Enchanted.
Donald, you're killing me.
It seems to be in German. Is that a across the board thing, or are they going to make English versions of this as well?
Don't say stupid things.
Is it actually German? Did I get
that?
Oh, Dutch. Is that DE? Is that Dutch?
Probably.
I think it's German, isn't it?
DE.
Probably.
Is that? Do they have different
languages? Come on, Deutsche.
Do they have? Is that the same thing? Dutch
and German?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think so. Do they speak the same language?
I don't think so.
No, one speaks German and one speaks Dutch.
No, I didn't know.
American.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a thing. Have they done enchanteds in other languages?
Yeah.
Japanese.
I'm thinking of Magic has serialized cards that are English in the non-English packs.
This is embarrassing for you.
I guess so. And the other one is Hiro Hamada. What is that for?
Oh, they can see it. I'm like, how are you talking about this thing? They can see it and we can't.
Yeah.
Big Hero 6.
This is why I need the new computer.
Is that the guy, the kid in Hero 6?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, is that why it's called Hero? Because his name is Hero?
It's spelled differently, but sure.
I'm confused. I don't understand all this Disney stuff. Hero 6 is a great movie, though. I have to tell you that you told me I needed to watch it. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I watched it with the kids. They loved it. And it's a good movie. So you were right and I was wrong.
Oh, let me get my phone. Hold on.
So this is the new set that comes out next week or next month?
Yeah, it comes out next month. Yeah, local game stores the 7th.
GameStop's going to have it.
Yeah, they will. They do.
Comes out on the 7th.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 weeks, local game stores, and then 2 weeks after big box stores.
Do you think these are better? Is there two different ones in?
I will say this: they stepped up the art this time. The art this time, 12 out of 10, no notes.
If you're looking at the hero one, the one on the left is the enchanted for the set. The one on the right is either the one on the right's either a set champion, the set champion card, or something. It's got a little like promo thing on it, so I'm not really sure what it is, but
interesting.
I do have the crab, George, if you want to see the crab.
Yeah, well, show Louis the crab.
It looks like I'm in the Discord when you have it. It looks like the art style is all significantly changed.
They've been doing that for several sets now. Like the art style is all uniformed to that set. Like they all look like they belong in that set.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, is the theme. But I think it's there were some interesting choices this time, like the Cinderella one with the crab. Very different feel, different vibes.
I like the crab one.
Crab one's dope.
Yeah.
See, I don't. That's like it's one of my least favorite ones.
Why?
They all look really good.
Yeah, they nailed the art this set. You know why?
Because they're goat.
Yup, because they're goat.
I think the Aurora is really sweet looking. I think that one's great. But the hero one's my favorite one so far. It just looks sweet.
Best IP, best gameplay, best art, best game, best community, best everything. That's why they call it Lorcana.
This set though is going to be pretty. This set's going to sell pretty well.
Yup.
The power level of this set is pushed really hard.
Yep.
It's the first set that has dual ink color cards.
I think whenever you tell me this, that's the biggest thing I hear. The dual ink cards seem like could go a long way.
The dual ink cards are very significant because it's going to create decks that didn't exist already, like color combinations that just weren't there already. They're able to print more powerful cards in those color combinations, and they've shown that they're trying to push those colors, some of the off meta colors. So it's gonna we've been playing the same meta for the last 6 sets and just like add a card or two every set that comes out to your decks. So that's why like the sets don't sell as well, because people don't need to open mass boxes to get all these cards. They just need 1 or 2 cards. Yeah. This set's going to create a whole new meta. So it's I think this set will sell really well.
Great.
I like it.
I think they nailed it. They're going to crush it. They're doing a great job, and we're ready.
Cool. All right. Anything else to talk about with Lorcana, guys? What's the booster box price on release?
On what, TCG player?
Yeah.
It'll be the 120 range.
Yeah, 120. 1K.
110.
Oh, there's a shock. Louis Debbie down everything but refuses to talk about. There's a shock.
I don't refuse to talk about it. You guys suck at talking about it.
Yeah, I've tried several times. It would be like
every time we try to talk about sorcery, the podcast seems like the podcast has seemed for the last 33 minutes. Nobody actually wants to talk about it. They can be there.
Like, if you want me to talk about it, you should have told Newegg to not release stuff in the middle of the podcast.
I think that they just keep doing they print so many boxes that everybody gets everything they ask for, and so you end up on TCG Player, which is not like, it's one way to do it. I think that works for them now. I think at some point they're going to have to hone in on print run. So, but
I would rather it be overprinted than underprinted.
100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's a player's game. It's not like
Amen,
you've got to be able to get the cards. People need the cards to play with.
All right, let's talk about the last thing, which is Pokemon's.
Ugh.
The new set in Japan is, I think I had it down. It's Rival Destinies, something like that. I don't know. It's not in English. I don't remember what it is. But it's got Team Rocket on it. And I have been very, very actively spending lots of money at distro to try to increase my allocation, because I think that the Team Rocket set is going to be the English Team Rocket set, whatever it ends up being, is going to be the tippity top of the Pokemon bubble. That's been my prediction.
I thought the bubble was already bursting. Am I wrong about that?
You're wrong about that. You've been saying that for 2 years.
No, but I thought the bubble is like actually bursting in Japan now. Am I wrong about that?
You are wrong about that. Yep, that is correct. You are wrong.
I don't believe you.
What would be causing the bubble to burst in Japan?
People have finally woken up and realized that perhaps they're just overpaying for absolute nonsense like they do every 3 months.
I mean, Japanese booster boxes, sure, but everybody always says that because there's always a restock.
I thought the price was like cratering on the Japanese ones the last week. Is that not true?
Well, you know what happened the last week, George?
I don't.
The Lorcana Japanese box came out, so they all flocked to that.
It's a good game now.
Donald, you got one of those. Did you
I did.
open it?
No, it's on my shelf back here.
It's like it's like a tiny little box, isn't it?
All Japan boxes are tiny. I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's like six cards per pack.
Yeah, 6 cards per pack.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the same. They use the same model that Pokemon does.
Yeah, people like that. People like to spend $50 and rip some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's a.
Looks like an ETB almost, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean it's
like an ETB without all the wasted space and over packaging and crap that you don't want. Anyway, I assume you guys aren't gonna have a whole lot to say about this, but
I have a lot to say about this actually.
Well, all right. So I think that
we can really get into it.
The hype of the Pokemon market started when the rumors started coming out about a Team Rocket set. That's been my take over the last 6 months. So I think that this will be a set that does really, really well, but after the set is when things are going to start dying down. It also kind of coincides with like a July-ish release, like peak, like kids back from college, nothing to do, like families hanging out a little bit more, that kind of thing. Like I think this set's going to be a peak top of the bubble. So that's my thoughts.
Team Rocket is very nostalgic.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anything about Pokemon outside of Blue and Red. The only games I ever played was Blue and Red and Yellow. So like I know Team Rocket, but
yeah.
So to me, like I'm like, oh, that's cool. I know that. But when I'm going through like the Pokemon cards and there's one that's like a car engine and one that's a dumpster fire, and I'm like, what?
And it's called The Room.
Yeah. What are these?
Why do people like Team Rocket so much?
Because they're the bad guys. They're like, you know,
bad guys. I know the word bad guys. I guess I thought it was the whole thing was you go around collecting these little animals.
Yeah, they steal the animals.
I thought, what's that game? Animal Crossing. I thought it was basically a worse version of Animal Crossing.
No.
Do you know what a Pokemon is?
Animal Crossing is also not like collecting animals. You know that, right?
I do not know that.
You actually are an animal.
Animal Crossing is a farm.
You're an animal in Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing is like your farm simulator.
It's like Harvest Moon, but you're an animal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But isn't this kind of the same thing where you're collecting all the Pokemons? You're like, oh look, a Pikachu, a Squirtle, a Venusaur.
No.
You collect the Pokemon so that you can fight them against the other train. Yes.
It's the same reason. Don't say it, Luke. Don't say it. It's the same reason you have pets.
Teach them to fight?
That's not smart. You got to edit that one out.
It's just a joke. I've been watching way too much Kill Tony.
Yeah, you've been down lately. What's going on with you, bud?
I've been watching way too much Kill Tony.
Louis' depression and Kill Tony directly correlated.
Oh yeah.
Every time we Kill Tony clips, I make a point to call him the next day. I'm like, "Are you all right, bud?"
It's yeah, that's fair.
But
The broken foot. The broken
2 hour
foot.
episodes, right?
Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the attention span for it.
That makes sense. You don't have the attention span to do this podcast, of which we did for you tonight.
Not accurate.
Yeah.
No part of that statement is accurate.
Donald
We did this for
rushed
Josh
home.
because he betrayed you.
Donald rushed home. He
didn't even have a Publix.
Yeah. He didn't even eat dinner all day for you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I went from my first job to my second job, and then left my second job early so that I could be here.
Who's the boss of your second job?
When Donald gets his 2025 tax return in or tax in, and he put him into another bracket, and he loses all the money that he's made from.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. I basically am paying to work at this point.
Like, why didn't you eat today?
It costs me more in gas to drive to my second job than it does to what I make.
McDonald's, Louis.
Hold on a second.
Gas is $3.15.
He the last week thinks because I asked him to, because somebody's been doing construction in this shop, but he has worked his first job from the shop, so like he's commuting to work. Which I
normally do at home for free.
I told you today I was going to pay for your gas. So
how little are you paying Donald? Where you're like, I will throw you a couple quarters for gas every day.
I told him I would pay him for his gas because he was doing me a favor by working from the shop, because I couldn't be at the shop because my Forerunner was broken because somebody in my family drove it.
What's wrong with your RAV4?
Huh? Yeah, his RAV4 is broken, yes.
No, the RAV4 is fine.
Well, you said it was broken.
No, the Forerunner's broken. Oh my god.
They're two different chains.
He took it hook, line, and sinker, boys. Hook, line, and sinker.
George, you might as well just say goodbye to the audience, because we know you're not going to be back on the podcast next week. And I'm not entirely sure we're going to ever have a podcast again.
This is it. This is the last episode.
That was so good. Win, baby.
They say you want to go out when you're on top. I wish we would have remembered that on this podcast.
Donald, you killed the podcast.
Oh. Number one thing we should be talking about. Maybe we'll save this for next week. No, this is the secret sauce. Secret sauce, everybody. Secret sauce. This is for those of you.
One of the more chaotic episodes we've had, and I love it.
For those of you who have suffered through this podcast.
Yeah. Thank you. That's me.
Okay. So Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency.
No, you and Donald. I'm not doing this.
And Donald and President Donald are saying that they're going to give the United States citizens a $5,000 check as the Doge thing. Is this going to pump us into pandemic level spending on TCGs?
It's never going to happen in the first place.
It looks like all the earnings were false, which I do love.
Yeah, that's great.
Thing is that it does look. I support this fully because we would see numbers for collectibles we've never seen before.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like,
I would
oh
be
my
able
god,
to get out of the freaking rubble of my first edition Charizards.
What else do you spend it on? I mean, it's not like you buy like food or vehicle or anything like that. Of course, you spend it on collectibles.
That's 100% what everybody listening
to. What happened during the pandemic.
Every person who's listening to this podcast will spend their money.
They lost their shirt in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everybody listening to this podcast full tripped every collectible they ever bought, guaranteed. Nobody sold anything.
They might as well have just made our stimulus checks out to TCG Player. Like
basically, they did.
Yeah. Or hear me out, KitchenTableTCG.com. You know. No. Anyway, I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. But then somebody told me, oh, it's not till 2026, and I was like, well, the market will definitely crater by then. And then they said that it's only 60% of U.S. citizens.
Yeah, it's only the ones that are already billionaires.
No, that's
true, Donald.
Donald,
Yeah.
you have this amazing ability to ruin anything like that. I
Thank
think
you.
it's like the higher. It is the high one of the higher tax brackets. So.
Right? Yeah.
You have
It's,
to be rich to get the
yeah. You have to be rich to get the money. Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's just tax-paying citizens.
You
Basically,
have to be wealthy.
Is that not every citizen?
You have to be wealthy to get the stimulus. Is that true?
here, wait, actually, I can just read the text from the person who actually knows what they're talking about. That's what this podcast has become. Because I was very excited about it.
That's amazing. If that's
Of
true.
course you would be. You're in that.
I was not excited for the $5,000. I was excited for everybody's
To
$5,000
spend, yeah, for everybody's
on
$5,000.
Pokemon cards. That's what I was excited about.
Only giving stimmies to people who absolutely do not need it, it'd be the best.
I don't know what you would expect other than that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
We're waiting. Go past your 15 things of.
I talked to this guy a lot. I was telling him about your Charizard. Oh, here you go. Only applicable to net payers and would be based off of 2025 taxes.
So do you rig it? And do you pay extra taxes this year?
I don't know what that means. Net payers. What does that mean?
No idea.
People who I think actively paid more than they deducted would be my hunch.
Oh, okay.
So do you rig it this year and not taking any deductions? You think?
I don't take any deductions at all.
What?
We claim 0 kids.
That's what?
You want to say that into a microphone?
Why not? Wait.
No, that is
Why don't
me
you
paying
claim
the
your
government
kid?
more. Because I don't know what we do at the end of tax season. When we, on our paychecks, we claim 0 kids. So that we
That's
pay.
not close to the same thing. Just so you
Gotcha. Yeah, now I'm realizing that.
Okay.
I've got a tax guy. I don't do any of that. I just do whatever he tells me to do. I don't mess around with taxes.
That's amazing.
Apparently, though, I should have messed around with taxes because it kind of seems like maybe our taxes don't do anything. But yeah. Okay. Anybody got anything else for the secret sauce section?
I'm so baffled by every part of this secret sauce.
You don't think that if everybody gets a $5,000 check, we're just right back?
Well, I think absolutely.
George, we could be talking about your Ethereum breaking $3,000 a coin.
You could be. We could have about your crypto coming back to life, even
No,
or sorcery.
Stop
No.
it.
Or
Stop.
legion.
Nah. It's going to take way more than $5,000 a person for that.
You couldn't. Yeah. Cryptic's gone. It's never coming back.
What about sorcery?
Isn't Cryptic actually coming back though? Don't they have something going on that we?
They tried. They've been trying for a while,
They
but
did that ambassador program.
they ran
My
a
favorite thing in the world.
basically a Kickstarter and just took
Sorcery-
everybody's money and
Sorcery will be right back, hotter than ever, the next time that there's a set and news out.
so December.
Here we come, baby. We're ready for it.
So give it another 6 months, and we'll have something to talk about.
Isn't it 10 months from now?
I don't know. They haven't announced anything. We just have a set name.
When's your next tournament?
And I don't even. I think we're gonna do something in July or August.
Oh, I thought we were doing monthly tournaments for sorcery at your store.
Oh, we do a weekly tournament. Yeah, it's 4 people. They've ended up playing like 4-player though. That's like a third of what we have for Magic. It's a tiny store now.
I love how Donald's face tells me you're lying. Donald's face is
It's
just
not.
saying you're a fat liar as loud as it
No,
possibly can.
It's not. Donald's not there.
He's your employee.
Yeah.
I literally work on Sundays.
Yeah.
What did you?
Yeah.
I love
All right, everybody.
Donald's face.
We're done.
You're lying, and now
Everybody say "Rip." May the zoo be with you in the comment section. Have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
and also with sorcery.
Farewell.